We just live day by day.
It's not easy, and you always feel like you're climbing this uphill battle.
It was a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of researching, a lot of constantly blaming myself of, did I do this to my child?
It's so important for us to be bold and share that story because it's real and the suffering is hard.
The first sound in the morning when you wake up to your child having a seizure and having difficulty breathing. Hearing alarms go off because their heart rate rises so high. And living with that day after day.
Even my family, they don't really understand the hardship that is to take an LGS kid to school. Having to wake up at 7 in the morning, and it takes 45 minutes just to get out of bed.
He eats every 4 hours. It takes an hour and 30 minutes to feed him. He's also incontinent. We have to change his diaper, we have to change his bedding. So it's a lot of work to care for our kids.
At any moment, David could fall suddenly and get an injury. So unfortunately, whenever we're out walking, he wears a helmet and a harness with a handle in the back, and somebody's got their hand on him all the time.
I don't think people realize how hard it is to baby talk for 9 years, to match a tone she connects to pick up that bottle for the 200th time in the day, to make sure that her skin is okay and she's happy, to constantly pursue avenues to try and help her learn.
My son recently turned 22, so he aged out of the school system. He no longer has anywhere to go every day. And there are programs that exist, but they're underfunded, understaffed.
No privacy. You have lots of different therapists, you have nurses, you have service coordinators. So it's hard on the whole family dynamic. It really takes a toll on everyone.
It's a very lonely journey. We've lost friends. With Addison's respiratory problems, she can't really go into school and have friends there. It's just very isolated. It can be very lonely. So that can be really challenging.
The realest thing for me is when we go to a park and she can't run around. When we go to birthday parties and she can't do the cake. Or we don't get invited to places because it's not wheelchair friendly.
I was crying and saying, just tell me, is he gonna walk? Is he gonna talk? Don't sugarcoat it, just tell me. And I remember the doctor saying, you can have hope.
I think the thing that brings me the most hope is actually working with all of the families. It's because we have stood up and said, we want to help make it better.
This is not a one-way relationship. They're not hanging out and waiting on us to bring the answers. They're trying to get the answers.
There are researchers out there who are studying this, who are trying to help find the cures for LGS.
Everyone is trying something and everyone is listening to each other and hearing the different things that people are doing and how they can make a difference or make one little notch in that wall to make improvement for the next year and the next year and the next year.
And in 5 years, I've seen a lot of little steps that have made our kiddos' lives better.
That gives me hope, is that somebody behind the scenes is working.
The LGS Foundation gives me hope. There are amazing things that the foundation is doing in terms of patient-funded research.
It's a community of people trying to solve their community of problems. The thing that gives me the most hope is that we've all come together to do that.
I think the LGS Foundation gives people hope because we've taken something that is considered rare and we're giving it a loud voice, and they're listening to us.